Welcome to Legends with Bevan Jones. Thanks to Anytime Fitness Glenelg and Bigford's Australia.
Well, g'day and welcome to another edition of Legends with Bevo, the show where we chat to past and present sports people, entertainment icons, and those doing great things in the community. And, well, the Adelaide Giants are flying at the moment, sitting top of the ladder in the Southwest Division, 3 games clear, which is just terrific. And a man who's been a big part of that is a pitcher from the Adelaide Giants. He's played in the big league over there in the Arizona Diamondbacks, Cincinnati Reds, and also the Chicago White Sox. David Holmberg, great to have you on Legends with Bevo, mate.
Great to have you.
So the season so far, it's been a ripper for the Giants. Where's the improvement come from?
I think we just have a lot of good guys in the clubhouse. We come out, we train every day, we work hard, we play very well as a team. And, every game we play, we're never out of it. We've come from behind a lot of times this season, and, I think we believe that we can win every ball game.
And you had a really good win on the weekend against Perth, 6-5, which is a bit of a classic. And we've had a couple of real close ones with them the last, this year and last year as well as part of this season. What's been, what have the boys been doing to get the job done?
Timely pitching, timely hitting. That game on Sunday was crazy, that 6-5 game, because it was back and forth. And, to walk off, meaning winning in the ninth inning, 3 games out of the 4 on the weekend was pretty exciting.
Yeah, you guys, apparently from what I've been told doing my statistics and my research, 6 of 16 walk-offs in this season. That's some sort of record, surely.
It should be. I mean, I don't think I've ever been a part of 6 walk-offs, even in a 140-game season. You might walk off once or twice a year. It's usually pretty exciting, but 6 and 16, that's pretty impressive.
And as I mentioned at the top of the table, going quite nicely at the moment. Obviously, we've got the playoffs to come, which is very exciting. What do the boys have to do to go all the way this year?
I think we just need to keep playing how we're playing. We're getting ready for Melbourne this weekend, and they're a good ball club. And I think if we just continue on winning, going into the playoffs, it's going to be like a freight train. We're just going to run right through it.
And let's talk about your own personal career. Back in 2009, you were picked up as a 17-year-old by the Chicago White Sox in the second round. That must have been such a thrill for you.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was great. I worked a hard time, a lot of time as a teen. Growing up and playing baseball, and seeing the work pay off was great. Having the option to either go to college or start my professional career was amazing.
And in 2013, you were picked up by the Arizona Diamondbacks. Finally got a spot in the big league. What a absolute thrill this must have been for you as well.
Oh, it was great. It was so much fun. Going from single-level stadiums in the minor leagues to triple-deck stadiums in the big leagues, it's pretty exciting.
And how did you find your time over there playing in the major league? You spent a few years playing for the 3 different clubs, as I mentioned. It must have been just a real highlight of your career so far.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely hard work. It's hard to stay. A lot of guys don't stay, and a lot of guys make money in that game, and that's why they're paid, because they are the best, and they're going to challenge you every time you go out there, and that's kind of what I've come to find in the ABL too. Is a lot of these younger kids are working really hard, and it is very challenging for everybody in this league.
And how did we find you at the Adelaide Giants? Did you have a relationship with Nathan Davidson or someone within the Giants before you came over? Or
I think they got in touch with my agent, because I believe we had another player on this team that has my agent as well, and they were looking for a pitcher, and I was available. So that's kind of how the relationship started.
Well, happy days for us, though. And I guess in terms of the leagues, having players like yourself playing over here and other superstars is just terrific for the ABL and for Australia in general, and obviously for a spectator getting to watch the guys that yourself have played in the major league. How do you find the difference between the 2 leagues, and can you see the gap I guess, bridging between, say, the ABL and the Major League?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely can, because we have a lot of young prospects who are going to work their way up there. And, everybody has to start somewhere. And you can see with the ABL, even with our ballpark here, the improvements they're making throughout the season to make it better for the fielders to get better hops, and make it better for the hitters in the batter's box, and make it better for the pitchers on the mound. And I think they're doing a great job.
And for a spectator that wants to come along that's never been to a game of baseball, what they'd expect to see?
They'd expect to see us win, probably. Yeah. But, pitching, hitting, defense, running,
Yeah.
Kind of like cricket, but not really,
And a lot of entertainment as well to go with it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. They got all kinds of stuff going. They got good food, drinks, all that good stuff out here.
So get on down and support the Adelaide Giants, a team that's going very, very nicely at the moment. Now, I've been told as well that you're a bit of a fast cars fan. Have you been for a burn around the Adelaide 500 track or anywhere else? Or?
I have not. Actually, the first day I got here, I looked up to see when the race was going to be, and it's a few weeks after the season. I think my visa runs out before the race, so I'm not going to be able to see it. But I do watch Supercars back at home on my. I got a Motor Trend app, and I can watch Supercars. So yeah.
I'll have to see if we can tee you up a bit of a fast lap around the Adelaide 500 track for you then, mate. So, yeah.
Fantastic.
And I've been told by Nathan Davidson there's a few boys that like to crack a joke and play a few jokes amongst the other teammates as well. Who do you find as your funniest teammates and why?
Oh, man, he actually isn't with us anymore. He had to go back because of his parent club asked for him to come back to get ready for spring training. But a young man named Dustin Beggs is very funny, and he's the one cracking jokes all the time, and that was a pleasure to have him here.
Dustin Beggs, okay, so have to keep an eye on his social media and everything. Yeah, excellent. Well, David Holmberg, thanks so much for joining us today on Legends with Bevo, mate. It's been a pleasure having you on. Excellent. Thanks so much to Nathan for teeing this up, and also to Matt for filming. Keep up the great work with the Adelaide Giants, and let's hope we can go all the way.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks so much. Cheers. See you guys.